With Mass Effect Andromeda barely a month away, we're frothing at the mouth for any new info we can get. Luckily, BioWare appears to be releasing an increased volume of videos and other educational materials as we get closer to release. Among them is an in-depth combat analysis giving players some intensive looks at what to expect from the gameplay this time around. Chances are you've already seen it, but we're going to go through and try to spot things you may have missed. So without further ado, let's get to it. First off, the video opens up with the official ESRB rating, which has been confirmed as M for mature. Now we doubt that many of you had doubts about that, and most of you probably didn't miss it. But we figured that we'd point it out since we haven't had official confirmation until now. Plus, you'll notice it lists nudity and strong sexual content. Just calm down and acknowledge it, we're all adults here. Next up, take a gander at a blink and you'll miss it moment during the intro. At the top right, we see the mission tracker, listing a mission called Meet the Resistance, and mentioning the objective to speak to a character called Dozell. We have never seen this character mentioned before, so remember the name because we might be hearing about them in the coming weeks. Early in the video, we see an unidentified woman speaking with Sarah Ryder, with an unknown man on the side. This may be our first really good look at the new casual outfits we'll probably be seeing on board the Tempest and Nexus, among other hub areas. They're sleek, have a cool design, and you may also notice how they appear to cover everything but the head, which suggests that they're more about function more than form. Maybe there's some kind of lining worn under your armor, but that is just a speculation. As Ryder's taking cover next to the Nomad, you might have noticed the top of the vehicle opening up as she approached. This could mean that getting into the Nomad will result in an animation where you actually get inside, rather than simply teleporting inside like you did with the Mako. Obviously, again, this is just speculation based on a few frames of gameplay, so take it with a grain of salt. When we get our first look at our weapons list, it is immediately obvious that most of your favorites from previous games are making a return. Whether you enjoy the calculated precision of the Maytok heavy rifle or the raw stopping power of the Carnifex hand cannon, you'll likely be feeling a tinge of nostalgia as you pick your loadout. You'll also notice the option to deconstruct certain weapons by pressing the X button, or whatever the equivalent is given on your platform of choice. This will likely play into the game's crafting mechanic, allowing you to take weapons apart for parts to make others. Let us also take a second to appreciate the design of one of the remnant weapons shown, the Sweeper. It almost looks like someone crushed down a collector ship, made it blue, and stuck a trigger on it. That's all, we just thought that is really cool looking. Another thing to stop and observe are the ammo crates. We've seen them before, but we were not entirely sure what the icons above them meant. Now, based on the different types of weapons revealed in the video, we can speculate that the icons refer to the different ammo types based on where the weapon comes from. Namely, the classic Milky Way weapons, which use standard projectiles, and Helios weapons, which are plasma and charge based. Remnant weapons, which are cooldown based, obviously will not come into play here. Probably. Next up, we get a good look at Sarah Ryder in some truly impressive looking armor in a menu screen. If you take a closer look, you'll notice the C8 designation on the armor itself, where you would normally see N7. Whether this is a new rank exclusive to the Pathfinder, or simply another standard position, may be determined by your class or profile, is yet to be seen. Still, a neat little tidbit. As biotics make their predictively impressive entrance, we're sure that most of you got as excited as we did when Ryder picked up an enemy with the new version of Pole and threw them at another group of baddies. Definitely brings to mind the gravity gun from Half-Life 2, doesn't it? What you may not have noticed is how after the enemy was grabbed, eventually an explosive canister was also seen floating above. This suggests that the biotic power isn't just aimed at one target, but is rather a field that picks up whatever it touches. It is also highly likely that the effectiveness of this field will be upgradable. So here's to throwing 5 bombs just to take out one dude, because we know you'll do it. This next bit is more of a general observation than any specific moment in the video. It is interesting to note where you see enemies coming from, particularly in later parts of the video. In previous games, bad guys would all generally stream out from one or two spots on the opposite end of the room that you're in. It was predictable, and in many cases, it let you simply stay in one spot and take pot shots. This time around, you see them trickle in from all directions. Maybe they all come from one place, but now some will circle around and attempt flanking maneuvers while others take sniper positions up high, alongside the standard foot soldiers and other heavy hitters. This was mentioned in the video, but take some time to watch through it a couple times and see it for yourself. It really drives home the idea that being stationary, even behind cover, is no longer a viable option. Near the start of the fight with the Hydra-mech, you'll notice that Ryder uses her jetpack, which she's been using throughout the video. But this time, she hit her head on the ceiling above her. There's nothing significant about this, we just thought it was pretty funny. In the same battle, you can see Liam and Cora's character icon above the Hydra-mech. You've always been able to direct your squad mates to a certain degree during battle. But that is just a nice little touch to ensure that you know full well which enemy is your team's intended target. We'll likely see more of this in BioWare's next video, where they'll be covering classes and squad commands. Finally, in one more blink and you'll miss it moment, right near the end of the video, take a look at the character icons on the bottom. Yes, that is Jaal, our new alien friend, as a squad mate. If anyone was uncertain about that before, this should set your minds at ease. And there you have it, just a few things that we thought we'd bring to your attention if you hadn't noticed them already. Why don't you watch the original video again and let us know what we missed, because we probably missed some stuff. So if you find something that we missed, let us know in the comments down below, and while you are there, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.